Hey YouTube, it's Hannah Loba. If you want more MotoAmerica content, check out the new and vastly improved MotoAmerica Live Plus app. It's the only place you can catch all the race action in one place all season long. Click the link in the description below.
As Junior Cup machines have made their way onto the racetrack for their warm-up lap in the final race of the season and of the class. And it's Eli Block, Avery Dreyer, and Jaden McKellar on the front row.
Then we have Ella Dreyer, Cunnison, and Batty there. Batty had a crash in warm-up, so hopefully they got that bike back together. Good for him. Carson King, Chapin, Fernandez, Medina, Woodworth, and Juliana Fernandez there, just outside row 4. Then we have Wolf, McKellar, Page, Betancourt, Mascaro, and Derek Sanchez. Jonathan James, Solly Mervis, Noah Tardif, Preston, Genderbellen, and Kesey, Trenton Kesey back there. And then Salem's going to round out there in row 9. He's got pace.
Yeah,
He's got a lot of pace.
Salem's got pace. He's a GP 190 champion and races over in Spain. So we'll see if he can make up some places. Race number 2, 13 laps scheduled. Away we go for Junior Cup, the final race of the season, the final race for the class. And it looks like the number 1, well, he had initial launch, but is it going to be Chapin? No,
Eli
it's
Block.
92. Yeah, it'll be Eli Block, your pole sitter, who goes to the lead. Oh, looks like Avery Dreyer pushed wide out onto the rumple strips, and his sister
goes through, yeah.
His sister's going to take over the 22 of Ella Dreyer on the Bad Boys Racing machine. So good start from the Barkarn Racing Ninja 400 rider, Eli Block, looking to prove to everyone that he can pull off a W here at New Jersey Motorsports Park in the drive.
Yeah, and you see Chapin already coming from that 3rd row, already jumping himself into 4th. All these kids, Greg, they all want to go out as the last winner here in the Junior Cup class. So there's a lot of pride at stake as you see Avery now goes up the inside, and now he's looking at trying to roll around the outside of Eli Block. He's not quite able to get there, but the Dreyer's running 2nd and 3rd.
It's an overcast day, no sun shining, and so you'll see some of the riders with clear visors. A good opportunity for you to look to see where the riders are looking as they race. Back there in 4th place is your new national champion, Matthew Chapin, also on the Barkarn team. So we get a nice little pack on this first lap, all led by the 92, your pole sitter, Eli Block.
See McKellar there, still running hard in 5th or 6th place now. Or 5th place, and then you got Batty just behind in 6th. And here you go, Greg, the drafting war starts. Ella's down the inside. She's going to try to lead them as they go off into turn 1. Let's see if Chapin's going to lead the way. So he gets a 3-rider draft coming out of that last corner.
The 22 and the 1. Eli Block sitting there in 3rd place, which gives us an opportunity to talk to the 3rd member of our broadcast team, Hannah Lopa.
For Eli Block, not only is this his first ever pole position in the class, it's also his first front row start in the class. He's got really good confidence here no matter the weather. It's the only track this season that he didn't have to learn. He's in a really good headspace. He wants to finish this season with a straight up 1-2 win with himself and his teammates, so we'll see how things unfold here.
Yeah, I've talked to Eli a few times, and that's been the thing. You know, I heard Greg say it earlier that
she really has, and early on in the weekend, she was a bit tentative in the mixed and wet conditions because she's still learning to navigate those conditions. Ella Dreyer this is her best qualifying, well, she matched her best qualifying of the year. She also qualified 4th at Brainerd, where we saw her on the podium, and after being so close to the podium yesterday and with her brother winning, I know that she is really, really wanting to just improve one step further today.
And then Eli's had it in Sector 2. So here you go. This is the draft in the past that I was expecting to see when they came onto this front straightaway.
7 laps to go on the front straightaway into turn number 1, and from 3rd place, the 22 of Ella Dreyer takes over the lead. Oh, but up the inside goes the 95, your national champ, Matthew Chapin, so he'll take over that spot. Ella Dreyer still in 2nd place around her brother, Avery, the number 1, and of course, Eli Block still there as well. The talking points, Jason, this weekend have been, with these Junior Cups specifically, the wear of tires. This is new asphalt here at New Jersey Motorsports Park, and in most classes it's been brilliant, but some tires have been going off late in the races. Here we go, the pass for the lead. Ella Dreyer, just a nice move. your standard draft and pass, but you can see a little bit of a bobble right there at the apex, and Dreyer had to check up. That opened up the door. Avery had to check up himself right behind his sister, but the number one goes by on the outside and takes over the spot.
You know, this is a lot of what we saw last year from Avery, isn't it, Greg? We saw him just kind of dominate. Look at Ella. She goes around the outside of Chapin on her way up into turn 9, so the Dreyers find themselves 1-2 again, doing it a little unorthodox. Obviously, you're going to pass wherever you can, but to just roll around the outside of people is pretty impressive by both the Dreyers here.
Now, Ella Dreyer just at the fastest lap of the race at a 1:29.371. That's only less than a tenth of a second off the track record set by Tyler Scott back in 2021. That draft plays a huge role here in Junior Cup. Another lap in the books, now 6 to go. The 95 takes over, the number 1 in second, the 22 in third. All the while, Eli Block is right there, maybe being conservative, letting these 3 rough themselves up and planning on making a move later. So, about 5.5 laps to go in race number 2 for Junior Cup. On top, your new national champion, Matthew Chapin, leads a pack as the laps wind down. Now a pass for the lead is the number 1 Avery Dreyer going up the inside, will take the spot. Oh, and a little bit sideways. Everybody looking for some room, and it looked like for a moment that maybe the 22 was going to get there, but here comes Eli Block. Wow. Opportunity knocked, and he grabbed it.
Well, you saw those guys kind of get themselves slowed down on the exit of the corner, but Eli Block was able to keep his bike pinned and roll.
Looks like that's Solly Mervis.
Yep.
Solly Mervis looks like down and out of 12th place. So the Indiana native is out of this one. Did the double here last year, who wants to prove to everybody that he can win races in the dry. And then you have this legend, Matthew Chapin, who has only been off the podium, Jason, 3 times all season.
Yeah, and for Matthew, yesterday he was able to kind of play the sitting and wait game because he had nobody behind him, and today it's not the case. So you see him doing a trial run there. I think my biggest fear for Avery is him just leading out of the last corner. I feel like he's going to get drafted fairly easy. As you see Ella trying to roll around the outside of Eli Block down there into turn 3. Doesn't quite get that done. But, you know, for Avery, he's shown some speed. I just don't know if he can lead coming out of that last corner, as he's going to have a look at Chapin as they go into that ultra-fast turn 4. He makes that pass stick once again. And he's got pace all through the infield, but he can't get quite enough away from the riders behind him. So maybe he was just doing a little trial run there to see if somebody goes by him, if he's able to draft. And here we go. Chapin right now would be leading at the line on this lap.
Jason, your speculation about Avery is pretty interesting, that maybe he wanted somebody else to lead on this final lap to draft to the line, because it's a strategy that he discussed with me about potentially using yesterday.
Yeah, so that's it. I mean, this feels like for this class, this would be more like a Daytona strategy. But the 2 Barkon bikes are leading currently, and the 2 Bad Boy Racing bikes in 3rd and 4th. So now it's like, okay, who's done the right thing at this point? We know that Chapin, who's leading, is the smallest in stature of the riders in this group, and that will give him a little bit of an advantage if he can gap these other riders by 3 or 4 bike lengths coming onto the straightaway, because we don't know if the rehearsal run for the number 1 who runs off the racetrack able to save it, if everybody kind of gave what they had in the tank.
Avery felt to me there like he wants to be second coming out of the last corner, I think, and he didn't want to give Chapin the opportunity to maybe pull away in this little section. Eli's going just as quick as anybody, so even if he'd have sat there in 3rd, he would have been okay. I'll tell you right now, though, Ella's looking pretty solid in that 4th place spot. She's going to get a draft from 3 people that are right in front of her, so we're going to be able to see if Matthew Chapin can clean these S's as good as he can. You see a couple of back markers up in front that I don't think will play into this. Let's see, is Eli going to go up underneath Avery here?
All right, so there goes Eli Block. Chapin's got a good gap onto the front straightaway. Here we go to the line, the final race of the class, and it's going to be Chapin who takes the victory over Ella Dreyer in 2nd place, ahead of Avery Dreyer and Eli Block. So Matthew Chapin with a big win. Another look at this. What a run he had through the final corner, and you can see Ella Dreyer right there in the tuck as they went that close for 2nd place.
And close it down, so he's a little disappointed. Look at Matt there. It's just been incredible to watch him throughout the year grow up. not only on the track but off the track. We've had him on a couple preview shows, one at Barber, and we had him on this weekend too.
Chapin with a 0.2 of a second margin of victory. Ella Dreyer, Avery Dreyer, and let's get right down to Hannah. Thanks so much for joining us for the season. We appreciate it. For Hannah and Jason, I'm Greg. We can't wait to see what's in store for next year.